All right. I just heard a dong. What was that?
I think you ran into the pool.
All right. I know you hit record. I was just pulling your toes. You serious, Clark? Okay, guys, listen, here's the difference. If I have a negative first term, you want to take a negative number out as your GCF, okay? So forget the negative right now. Let's look at 12 and 14. What's the biggest number that goes into 12 and 14, Americana? Hang on. Do you guys like 2? I like 2. Now, first term's negative, so you're right. It's going to be what? Okay, it's going to be -2. Everybody write -2 under there. Nah. Is that the GCF, Mary? Oh. Peace, love, and chicken grease. They both have an X term, right? They both have an X term. The biggest one they both have. Good job, Mary. There's my GCF. Now you guys finish it. See what you get. Go ahead. Hey, stop trying to curl your hair with your pencil and finish the job. Hey, when you, I'll remind you later. Can you send me that? Thanks. Okay. What do I write out here? Outside parentheses goes my GCF, right? Everybody good with that? What's -12 divided by -2, Dorian?
6x.
Hang on, sister. Just 6, right? Now, what about x squared divided by x? And you were right. It's x. Okay? Now, you got to watch your signs. What's -2x times 6x? -12x squared. Okay? Now, what's -14 divided by -7? Is that? +7. Now, what happens to my x's? They wash out. There's my answer. What do you guys think? Not too bad, right? Not too bad. This is called, again, guys, factoring. Shut up on this one, Liv. Liv? May I call you Liv? Liv, is there a number that goes into 3, 2, and 10? Well, there is. What is it? It's just 1. Guys, if I pull a 1 out, now I'm not talking a -1, +1. -1 changes things, right? But if I just pull out a +1, does it really change anything? It's a waste of time to do that, isn't it? Okay. Do they all have an X term? Okay. Now, if this had an X term, guys, look, if there was an X there, my GCF would be an X, and I'd take an X out of everything. Okay. This is what you'd write. And on a quiz or a test, if you leave it blank, guess what? You miss it because we don't know, it does not factor. If it is not factorable, you say does not factor. Does everybody understand that? Mm-hmm. Mr. Westfall, do you understand that? Mm-hmm. And by the way, how do you get a squirrel to like you? No. How do you get a squirrel to like you? Act like you're nuts. Act like you're nuts? They're crazy. Come on, that's funny.
How do you make a good egg roll? You push it down a hill.
They don't roll well at all.
Good egg?
And by the way, I want everybody to know in here, I saved a squirrel's life.
Did you run it?
No, I saved it. It was out in front of my car, and it was like, it looked at me like, eh. So I stopped, and it ran out of the road. I thought I hit it because I stopped, and it's like, where are you? Or I did, I shouldn't say I slowed down really, almost to stop.
My mom hit one and got stuck in the blue well.
That's why I didn't want to hit it, first of all. I didn't want to get crap all over my, no, I didn't want to kill it. Okay. Do you guys have another one? E?
Yeah.
There she is. Okay. Why don't you guys try this real quick? I'll give you about 30 seconds. This one is factorable. Oh, it's tricky. You guys are going to make a boo-boo. A boo-boo. I said, baby, do not act like you're all that in a plate of spaghetti. You know what? I got to make that chicken. I'm going to make spaghetti meatballs in there. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to miss this. This is a little tricky, I think.
I had all the confidence in the world.
How much
You
money if I don't miss it? $1? I have $3 with me.
I think it's $10.
Betting here.
All right,
500.
guys, what's my GCF? Tell me the whole thing. What do you think, Logan? What do you think? 4x. Does everybody agree? I can take a 4x out of this, and I can take a 4x out of that. Agreed? Okay. That's my GC. Whoa, come on, sister. That's my GCF. 20 divided by 4? What's x cubed divided by x? Now, here's where you get a little confused. Remember I said there's two terms. There needs to be two terms in here. What's 4x divided by 4x? And you have to put that to hold the place value.
Did they get it?
Cool. Did you guys get it?
$3.
Get it?
500.
Whoa. 500.
I'll touch that. Put that on paper.
You owe me $10.
You and me.
I said you would get. Oh my
I
gosh.
did too.
Unbelievable. Is everybody okay with that? Sabrina? Did you hear it? Who's that up?
There's 2 more questions.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. 4, 12, and 8. What's the smallest number?
4.
Does 4 go into 12 and 8?
Yeah.
Use it. Don't use 2. I'm going to go 4. M fourth, M squared, M. Do they both have an M? Jonathan, what do you think the biggest M they all three have? So what do I write? Just M. Good job. Guys, I can only take 4 and I'm out of each item. Of those 3 monomials. Okay, you guys factor, see what you get. We've got the GCF. It's all set up. Oh, look at Bailey. If you work ahead, I will have Mr. Westwall come over there. He'll put you in a headlock. Yeah, because he's that way. He's worked noogies. Work on his temper. He goes to anger management. Maybe. All right, Bailey, what did you get for the first term after you divide 4 of them up? I'd say no. I think it's bigger. What's 4 minus 1? M cubed. You probably have it, don't you? Okay. Go ahead. Plus 2. I like that. I like that. Okay? How you guys doing on this? Everybody with me? Good. Now, this one's tricky just because of negatives. This one's tricky. Okay, first of all, 7. What kind of number is 7? Don't say it's single digit. It is odd. It's also what? It's also negative. It's also.
Not factorable.
So it's what? You're right.
Does not factor.
It's a
Prime number.
Unprimed.
It's a prime number.
By the way, I was watching a little Optimus Prime the other night. Transformers. Prime. Okay, guys, 7's prime. Does 7 go into 18? Okay, so you can't do a number. You can. Okay, we're gonna take a -1 out. Yeah, but let's look at the y's. They both have a y. What's the biggest y they both have? No, this one doesn't have a 3. It has a 2. So the most I can take out is a y squared. Now, since it's negative, they're both negative, or this one's negative, I want to take this out. See if you guys can get what's inside now. Divide by y, -y squared. See what you get. It's tricky because of that.
What?
You watch your tone.
Kind of sassy.
She is.
Yeah.
I need some. You better. On the weekend, I expect some chocolate chip cookies on Tuesday.
It's only 361 days till
Yeah,
her birthday.
you
so
heard
she's
me.
getting kind
Oh yeah, I just kind of missed another school day.
It could be a leap year.
Next year? No. Only years that are divisible by 4. No leap years.
Don't. He stays up at night thinking of this stuff.
Okay. The year 2000, 2004, 8, 12, 2016, 2020. Here we go. 2024 will be the next leap year.
So in a year. Wait.
Next year is 2024.
Yeah, what is the leap year?
Leap year.
Bounces off the
We had
calendar.
this
We already talked about it. It bounces off the calendar.
How many days are in a year?
I thought it was an extra day.
365.
It takes 365.
0.25.
Yeah, because it takes
How?
a little
1/4
bit.
to get around the sun.
365.25.
So every 4 years, they have to add a day.
That's how long it takes
Bounce
for
off
the
the calendar.
added a day.
No, each year is really 365 point and 1/4.
Every 4 years there's an extra day.
Yes,
So it's point. Oh, because.
just to bounce
So
out.
what's
the
our
calendar.
new day called?
All right. Okay. Stop. All right. Now, Logan,
That's not.
what did you get?
I got 18 Ys plus 7.
Whoa. I concur. That's right. That was tricky. Negative y squared times 18y is that negative 18y cubed, and that times 7 is negative 7y squared. That was tricky, guys, because of that, the negative. Very, very tricky. You want to do the next set, or you want me to? I think these are so easy. Guys, this right here is the easiest stuff all day.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Can you break?
Are you grading?
Sorry.
You sure?
Oh, you need a grade.
You can do the next step. Last step after this. All right. Guys, this is simple, simple, simple. Okay? Seriously. I have 2 terms here. This term and this term. The GCF is in parentheses, right? Don't they both have x plus 2? Right? Is everybody with me? That's what I want to take out. Now, I'm going to write this one time, then after that, I'm not going to write this. I'm going to, okay? Because it's just silly. So I'm taking this out. Look what happens. Watch. Everybody watch. And then you can write. I'm taking this out. So that cancels. I'm taking this out of this. So it cancels. What's left in this one? What's left in this one? Plus 3x. It's easy. It is simple. Okay? Don't make this hard. Okay, now. Z squared minus 7 is in parentheses. Don't they both have that? So that's what I'm taking out. That's my GCF. Z squared minus 7. Take it out. If I take z squared minus 7 out of that one, that goes. Out of that one, that goes. What's left?
4z plus 9.
Done. Easy peasy.
I hope Matthew's all right.
Well, you know what?
Probably taking a goat milk.
What if he went down to feed the goat and the goat rammed him at the same time? Hit him right. Boom. It could happen. Poor little guy.
The goat or Matt?
Do you guys ever see those goats on? They have people in their houses who are like this big.
Yeah.
Are they called pygmy goats?
Teapot goats.
You said the goats have people in there.
You know what I meant. Some goats have little people in the houses. Okay, aren't they called little people in LA or LA? What's it called?
Imagine goats in a classroom. Hot way to go.
Emotional support kit.
Guys, next
Okay, guys, do they have? Is there a GCF here?
Yes.
What is it?
P squared plus 1.
Okay. Now, this one, put a little star by this one. Put a little star. Guys, what's in front of this parenthesis right here? Okay? Don't forget that, Alexis. You're going to forget it.
I forgot it.
So what goes in this next one, Alexis? Oh, they think they're all that in a bag of chips. Doesn't sound good right now. Maybe some. No, I'm thinking, what's that, sour cream and cheddar?
Sour cream and onion.
Onion, I like cheddar though. Cheddar. Oh, that's good.
Have you tried the hot jalapeno ones in the
Yeah.
machine? Those are so good.
Was that the last one?
No, there's one more.
She's lying to you.
There's one more.
Oh, what is the last one? Read it to me.
3x. And then parentheses.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that. Okay, just look at D. Are the parentheses the same, guys? So what do we write there?
Does not matter.
Does not factor. Right? Does not factor there. Now, here's what's going to happen on this last bunch that Mr. Westfall's going to take you through. We're going to, hold on. Turn your paper back over. Your eyes are not ready for it. Don't.
We use the back.
Don't. Oh, you did. Listen, we're going to take the first two things that we did and combine it into the last thing here. Okay? We're going to factor each group to looks like this, and then we're going to do this step to it. All right, Mr. Westfall, if you may. No, this is bad. This isn't bad.
I forgot. Ooh, I need to show you guys my goat.
That's a weird thing to say.
I have a picture of the goat statue.
All right. For what's in blue? Let's take out the GCF. Makan, what'd you get? What's the GCF for what's in blue? 2 H to the
Oh, to the second.
third. Let's make sure we understand that. Isn't 6 2 times 3? Isn't 4 2 times 2? So I agree. We can take a 4 out, or we can take a 2 out of both. Okay? Isn't h to the fourth h times h times h times h? Isn't h to the third h times h times h? They both have 3 multiples of h, don't they? So we can take out h times h times h out of both of them. Both of them. Do you agree? So h to the third can be taken out. What's left? Well, we're going to think of it as division. So 6 divided by 2 was 3. H to the fourth divided by h cubed is minus 2. Good. Now we'll do the green. What can we take out of those? A 5. Any h's? No. What's left? A 3h minus 2. Okay. Now we're to the step that Mr. Parker just walked you guys through in the last slide. Let's take a look. Do you all still see the blue term? Do you all still see the green term? What's their GCF? Zachary. 3h minus 2. Because all agree. They have a factor of 3h minus 2. So I'm going to take a 3h. I like to color code these for you. Watch what happens. 3h minus 2. Okay. Now, pretend there is I'm not going to use another parenthesis. I'm going to use a bracket. Okay. A 3h minus 2. Now, what's left in the blue expression? If I took out a 3h minus 2, it divides out. What's left in the blue expression, Mary? 2h cubed in blue. The black plus sign. What's left in the green expression, Ethan? Positive 5. I like it. Now, that bracket can be turned into a parenthesis now because it was used as a bigger bracket to separate parentheses, but there's no more parentheses in there. I could have just used parentheses. Right? I just didn't want to do a bunch of extra parentheses. So do you all understand? The 3h minus 2 got pulled out of both, and then the blue is left and the green is left. Can we combine any like terms with the blue and the green? Any like terms we can combine? No, they have different exponents. We cannot add them. So our final answer, 3h minus 2 times 2h cubed plus 5. What do I have to be careful of? Is it just negative 2 times a set of parentheses? No, what should I do around the 3h minus 2? Parentheses. It's both of those terms times that 2h cubed plus 5. So put parentheses up there too. Make sure you're using parentheses there. Okay? Let me walk you through that one more time. You break up the original into two groups. You take the GCF out of both groups. And then you go from there seeing if you can take out a common factor. All right? Get to that first step for me. Blue, green, and at this point, I think I remember when I learned this, I would have asked the question, how do I know which terms I'm trying to group together? Would you agree with that? How am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know what I'm underlining in blue? You with me? For now, just kind of trust that they're in order, okay? All right, what's in blue? Can I take a 6 out of both? No. Can I take a 3 out of both? Can I take a 2 out of both? Can I take any B's out? How many?
2.
B to the second.
By the way, it's hip to be squared.
Excuse me?
It's hip to be squared. You ever remember that song? Oh, Huey Lewis, 80s? It's hip to be, look, you know what I'm talking about.
Bailey. Did your hand up? 3b plus 4. And again, the more you do these, you won't have to check them, but you could check them by distributing. Okay. The green term. Aaliyah, what can I pull out of the green term? Any B's?
Nope.
What's left?
3b plus 4.
All right. Now we still have two terms. Can we pull anything out of those two terms?
No. Yes.
Vince, what can I pull out of both terms? They both have a factor of? What do the blue and the green have in common? Yeah. What is that term? Plus 3b plus 4. We're gonna take out a 3b plus 4. Now, I'm going to skip the brackets this time. I'm going to show you what happens, okay? So parentheses. What's left in the blue term, Aaliyah?
2x squared plus 3.
2b squared
Oh, 2b. Sorry.
It's hip.
plus,
2b.
and let's go with Mary. What'd you get in the green term? 3.
That 3's really loose in that bracket.
Thank you.
And it can get hurt.
It's just relaxing and water.
It's a bracket. It's a bracket.
It's quarantine. Just need some room.
I want chocolate. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Tomorrow, go get them and make stuff.
That's quite the demand.
Please.
I put up with your every day.
Shenanigans. All right. Try this one.
They all.
You know what the homework was?
Worksheet.
Are we splitting them up?
We're factoring by grouping again. Did you all pull out a 4r out of the blue parentheses? And what did you get? R squared plus 6. Yes?
Yep.
Left hand side? What can you pull out of the green? Nothing, but Zachary, what's a good placeholder?
+1.
Yeah, pulling out a 1, it's just going to remind you. It's going to remind you that when you now take out the common group. Hi, Mr. Parker.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.
When you pull out an r squared plus 6, it's going to remind you that there is a 4r plus, and that way you won't put a 0 there, you'll put a 1 there as a reminder. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, excellent. Is this rough or is this okay? Good. The last one on that slide? How many more do we have left at? We have D and then E? All right, we'll do this one and see how we're doing at that point. All right. All right, we got blue. We got green. All right, what's the GCF in the blue? 2x to the second. What's left inside? X minus 6. What's the GCF in the green? A 3. Now, and hold off for a second on writing this down, okay? I'm going to show you something that happens. What's left if I factor out a 3? I have 6 minus x. What's the problem? X minus 6 is not the same as 6 minus x. Do you know that? What's 10 minus 6? What's 6 minus 10? They're opposites. Do you agree? They're opposites. I want them to be the same. I'm going to go back to the step, and instead of pulling out a positive 3, I'm going to pull out a negative 3. And what's that going to do? Negative 6 plus x. Do you agree? It switches the signs. Do you all see that? It switches the signs. Why do I want the sign switched? Because now in blue I have an x minus 6, and in a green I have an x minus 6. Isn't negative 6 plus x the same as x minus 6? Okay. Now, if you want to take an extra step and rewrite it, that's fine. Okay. Now we're going to GCF the x minus 6. Here we go. We have 2x squared plus a negative 3. What's that? Minus 3. That one was a little tricky. You had to go back and revise your GCF to make sure. Everybody freeze and look up here. To make sure these two factors were the same, or else you can't factor in the next step because they're not the same. Does that make sense? Awesome. Good work today. Did you guys get the homework worksheet?
Yeah.
Awesome. Make sure you do that tonight. Have a wonderful Wednesday.